The information presented in this video is intended as helpful hints and tips for new trailer owners. This video does not contain complete step-by-step instructions for operating a trailer and/or boat. While there may be differences between your trailer and the models depicted in this video, the general practices and procedures shown apply to most trailers. Refer to your owner's manual for specific instructions and safety guidelines. Congratulations on your new Shorelander trailer purchase. This video is designed to provide new owners like yourself with useful tips that can make your trailering experience more enjoyable and trouble-free. We'll demonstrate proper usage techniques and cover steps that can help you get the most out of your trailer. We'll also talk a little bit about trailer maintenance and some accessories that can improve your trailer's performance. Before we get started, let's take care of a little paperwork. First up, it's important to take a few minutes and read your owner's manual. It will give you a much better understanding of your trailer's specific features, regulations for use, and adjustment options. On the cover, you'll find a space provided for warranty information. It's a good idea to write down your trailer's information in this space for future reference. You can find most of this information on the label located on the inside of the frame near the front of the trailer. Also, included in your owner's manual is a copy of your Shorelander trailer warranty. If you should ever need warranty service for your trailer, it's best to contact a dealer from whom the trailer was purchased. If that's not possible, call the manufacturer, Midwest Industries Incorporated, and they'll refer you to a dealer in your area. One of the most important factors in pulling any trailer is the type of tow vehicle that you plan to use. You need to be sure that this vehicle has enough power and braking capacity to handle your fully loaded trailer. Your vehicle's owner's manual should contain information about tow ratings, lighting requirements, and other recommendations. Refer to it if you have any questions or give your local dealer a call. Let's begin by hooking the trailer up to the tow vehicle. You want to be sure that the hitch ball in your tow vehicle is the same size as the coupler on your new trailer. This is crucial because anything less than a perfect fit could cause the coupler to come off the ball, which could lead to a very serious accident. Next, make sure the coupler's trigger lock is securely latched. For added safety, you could also insert a lock into the lever and snap it shut. Let's see that again with a trailer without brakes, which has a different coupler. Coupler fit to ball, trigger lock securely latched, lock inserted. Before we go much farther, let's move the tongue jack to the up or travel position. The coupler is now securely on the ball, but one sharp turn or dip in the road could change that very quickly. That's why these safety chains are so important. Crisscross the chains under the tongue and then hook them to the tow vehicle. In the event of a disconnection, the chains will catch the tongue and prevent it from hitting the road. They should be tight, but with just enough slack to allow tight turns. If your chains seem too loose, simply give them a twist or two to shorten them up. While we're here, let's connect the trailer lights and make sure that they're all working properly. Take a walk around the trailer and make sure the running lights, brake lights, and turn signals are all operating properly. Most lighting problems can be fixed by making sure the ground wire is attached to both the trailer and the tow vehicle. While you're walking around the trailer, this is also a good time to double-check any nuts, bolts, or other fasteners to be sure that they are tight. Okay, the lights all check out. Now let's move on to the tires. Many people don't realize that most blowouts are caused by underinflated tires. Make sure your tire pressure matches the pressure indicated on your sidewall. Also, remember when buying spares or replacement tires to check that the tow rating is the same as the originals. Speaking of spares, it's a good idea to carry a spare in your tow vehicle or mount it to your trailer with an optional spare tire bracket. Since we're in the neighborhood, Let's make sure the lug nuts are all tight and give the bearing protectors a quick check by pressing on the edge of the spring-loaded piston. If you can move or rock the spring-loaded piston, the hub has sufficient grease. If the piston doesn't move, refer to your owner's manual for instructions on adding grease. Most larger trailers are equipped with brakes. If yours is, it's a good idea to test the system regularly to ensure that it's working properly. If you notice any problems or inconsistencies, give your Shorelander dealer a call and have the system checked out as soon as possible. Okay, everything on the trailer looks good. Now we need to be sure that the boat is safely secured for travel. Up front, the winch strap should be attached to the bow eye, and the bow eye safety chain should also be connected. Remember to leave the winch mechanism in the on position. Use a transom tie-down and other tie-downs to hold the boat snugly on the trailer. While we're at it, it's a good idea to check the boat for towels or any other loose gear that could fly out while we're on the road. Now we need to check our mirrors to make sure they're properly adjusted. You need to be able to keep an eye on your trailer as well as other vehicles, especially when backing. To help minimize blind spots, you may want to invest in a set of convex mirrors that attach to your existing mirrors. Or you could use these oversized mirrors with extended width mounting brackets. That's about it. Let's run down the list one more time and double check everything. Capable tow vehicle with proper size ball hitch. Check. Coupler is secured and tongue jack is up. Check. Safety chains crossed. Check. Lights plugged in and working. Correct tire pressure. Bearing protectors have grease. Check. Lug nuts are tight. Brake system working. Check. Boat secured for travel. Check. Mirrors adjusted. After everything checks out, we're ready to hit the road. If you're having trouble remembering any of these steps, just refer to the handy trailering tips checklist that we've included with this video. Pulling a trailer is just like anything else in life. The more you practice, the better you get. So before you head out to the lake, take your trailer for a spin in a nice big empty parking lot. Parking lots make great training grounds, with plenty of space to practice turning, backing, and maneuvering. As you're practicing, notice how the added weight of the trailer changes the way your vehicle handles. The weight will also have an impact on power and braking abilities, so be sure to allow yourself more room to stop. The added length will affect how you pass other vehicles. Keep all this in mind as you practice, and then you'll be more comfortable with it when you hit the road. Another thing to remember is that your trailer has a tighter turning radius than your tow vehicle, so be careful making turns and don't cut corners too tightly. Running over curbs can do serious damage to your tires. As you're practicing, keep an eye out for trailer sway, uncontrolled push, or anything that doesn't feel right. If your trailer does begin to sway, don't panic. Just slow down carefully, stop, and determine the cause. Go over your pre-towing checklist. If you can't determine the cause, have your dealer check it out immediately. This is it, the dreaded boat ramp. Many horror stories have been written about boat ramps, but don't believe the hype. By following a few simple procedures, you can minimize the chances of something going wrong and look like a pro your first time out. First, before you even approach the ramp or get in line to launch, find an out-of-the-way spot where you can pull over and prepare the boat. This just takes a few minutes, and it keeps the ramp clear for other boaters who are ready to go. Start by transferring all your gear, coolers, safety equipment, and other essentials from the tow vehicle to the boat. Next, you need to unplug the light wiring harness between the trailer and your tow vehicle. This is a good idea, even if your lights are waterproof. Remove the tie-down securing the boat to the trailer, but make sure the winch line and the bow eye safety chain are still connected. This next step is very important. Check to make sure all drain plugs are installed and tightened. We wouldn't want to forget that. If your boat has an outboard or stern drive, you need to be sure that it is raised so it won't hit the ramp. And if your setup requires it, hook up and pressurize the fuel line. Lastly, you need to tie at least one and preferably two docking lines to the boat so that you'll be able to control it after it's launched. Okay, the boat is ready to go, but before you jump in line, do a quick survey of the area. Watch closely as the people ahead of you launch. Note how steep the ramp is, the water depth. Are there any obstacles? Is the ramp slick with algae? And is a dock available? Also, check out the parking area. Will you be able to park your vehicle and trailer together, or will you need to park each in its separate area? Knowing things like this will save some time and confusion in the long run. Before launching, let's do a quick review of the steps we've just covered. Gear in the boat. Check. Lights unplugged. Check. Tie downs removed, but winch line and safety chains still connected. Check. Drain plugs in place and tight. Check. Outboard is raised and, if necessary, fuel line ready to go. Check. Docking line secured. Check. Ramp looks okay. Check. And parking shouldn't be a problem. Check. Following each of these steps before you back down the ramp will make it easier for you to focus on more important things during the launch. If it's your first time at the ramp, or maybe you're just a little rusty, there are 3 things to remember. Go slow, stay alert, and most importantly, keep your sense of humor. First thing to keep in mind as you pull up to the ramp is that it helps to get as close to the ramp as possible to minimize the distance you will have to back up. Some boats can be launched by just one person, but for most boats, it takes 2 or 3 people to get the job done right. Ideally, you need one person driving the tow vehicle, one person driving the boat, and a third person standing near the water's edge to help guide you back. Here's another useful tip. When backing any trailer, it's much easier if you put your hands on the bottom of the steering wheel and watch the trailer in your mirrors. Then all you have to do is move your hands in the direction you want the trailer to go. Hands to the left, trailer goes left. Hands to the right, trailer goes right. Practice this in the driveway a few times and you'll get the hang of it. And as you're backing into the water, a good rule of thumb is to back the trailer in until the taillight step pad is at or slightly below water level. On extremely flat ramps, you will usually need to back in farther, but on steeper ramps, not so far. Also, any bunk trailer may require that you back in farther than the rear step, even in good ramp conditions. The goal is to get the trailer in far enough so that the boat is beginning to float. Once you are backed in far enough and ready to launch, put the vehicle in park and set the parking brake. A properly adjusted trailer will practically launch the boat itself, so use caution, especially with roller trailers. First, grab hold of the winch handle, switch the ratchet mechanism off, and slowly let out line. Be careful here, because if your boat decides to take off on its own, it could pull the winch line and cause the handle to spin dangerously out of control. If possible, disconnect the winch line. However, if your boat is putting pressure on the line, you may have to wait until it's afloat to have it disconnected. At this point, if your boat isn't already sliding off the trailer, you may need to give it a push to get started. If that doesn't work, reset the winch line and try backing the boat into the water another foot. If the ramp isn't too steep, you could also try powering the boat off the trailer, using the outboard or stern drive. For this to work, there must be enough water for prop clearance and so that the intakes are submerged. Apply the power slowly and smoothly, just enough to get the boat moving off the trailer. Now that the entire boat is floating and no longer resting on the trailer, make sure your partner on board has control of the boat, and then get ready to park the vehicle and trailer. Before you pull the trailer out of the water, make a note of how far you had to back in so that you can back into the same depth next time. Finally, as your partner drives the boat clear of the ramp area and ties it up at the dock, you can park the trailer and let the next person have access to the ramp. At the end of the day, especially on weekends or holidays, getting your boat out of the water can be stressful. People are in a hurry, often tired, and tempers can run high. That's why it's important to slow down and be courteous to other boaters. First, tie your boat to the dock or circle an area of the lake until your trailer is in position at the ramp. You don't want to block the ramp area while retrieving your vehicle and trailer. Speaking of the trailer, as you are backing it into the water, remember to position it at the same depth that you used for launching. Once the trailer is in place, put the vehicle in park and set the parking brake. Drive unloading is easy with a properly positioned and adjusted Shorelander trailer. Simply shift into forward gear and trim the prop up so it doesn't strike bottom. As you idle towards the trailer, it's important to make sure you are pointing the bow at the center of the trailer. If you're not on center, it's best to back off and start over again. When you feel the boat contact the trailer, add a little more power, enough to continue the forward motion until the boat is completely on the trailer and reaches the bow stop. Be very careful to apply the power smoothly and not to overpower. That could cause damage to your boat, as well as the trailer and even the ramp. Once the boat is within a few inches or in direct contact with the winch post, snap the winch strap hook to the bow eye and take up any slack. After it's tight, switch the winch mechanism to the on position and attach the bow eye safety chain. Before pulling out, it's a good idea to walk around the boat and check to make sure it's resting properly on the support system. If it isn't, unhook, back off, and try again. If everything looks like it's resting properly on the trailer, make sure your outboard or stern drive is up all the way. Shift into low gear and pull slowly but firmly up the ramp. This will keep the boat and trailer situated as perfectly as it was when you loaded. Once you've cleared the ramp area, find a spot to pull over and prepare your boat for the trip home. This is basically the same drill as before, but in reverse. Transfer gear back to the tow vehicle, hook up and check your lights. Secure tie downs. Pull the boat's drain plugs if this applies to your boat and storage situation. Before hitting the road, it's important to thoroughly rinse off your trailer, either at a rinsing station, a car wash, or at home. It's also a good idea to check the boat one last time for loose gear. And finally, remember to drive carefully. A safe trip home can be the perfect end to a perfect day. To ensure the success of future boating trips, it's important to take good care of your trailer and perform regular maintenance. This is especially true if you use your trailer on rough roads or in other less than perfect conditions. Let's begin with the wheels. It's always a good idea to inspect your hubs on a regular basis. Check the lubricant level and refill as necessary. At least once a year, the bearing grease should be checked for contamination and replaced if necessary. Refer to your owner's manual for detailed information about wheel bearing service. You'll also need to keep a close eye on your tires. Watch for excessive or uneven wear and check the sidewalls for cracks or cuts. The coupler is one of the most important parts of your trailer and also one of the most overlooked, so check it on a regular basis for any unusual wear or damage. It is important to keep it clean and well lubricated with a light coat of grease in the ball cavity. Also make sure that the coupler clamp is tight on the hitch ball. When the coupler is closed, the inner clamp should be snug but not bound. The adjusting nut can be used to tighten or loosen the grip on the ball. Couplers with brake actuators and Class 4 units require no adjustment. Next, we'll move on to the support system. With roller trailers, you want to be sure to keep all the rollers clean. On bunk trailers, you need to watch for warping and worn spots in the bunk carpet. If you're having trouble launching or loading your boat, a misaligned support system may be the culprit. Take the trailer back to your dealer and have them make any necessary adjustments. Another area to inspect on a regular basis is your lights. Check the lenses for cracks and breaks and replace them if necessary. It also helps to spray the connections with contact spray to keep them clean and corrosion-free. You'll also need to keep an eye on your winch. Check your owner's manual for details on your specific winch. Check over your winch strap for wear and replace it if necessary. Check all nuts and bolts on a regular basis to make sure they are tight, but do not over-tighten them to the point of creasing or collapsing the frame. Refer to your owner's manual for more information on these and other maintenance procedures. Taking a few minutes to maintain your trailer will pay off in the long run. It will look better, perform better, and last longer. Best of all, a well-maintained trailer adds to your boat's resale value. Adding accessories is another thing you can do to improve your trailer's performance. Shorelander offers a complete line of accessories, everything from load guides to tongue jacks and spare tire brackets. All of these top-quality accessories are specially designed to fit your trailer and provide the same dependable performance. For more information about accessories, contact your authorized Shorelander dealer or visit our website, www.shorelander.com, and request a copy of our Shorelander Accessory Guide. We've covered a lot of information in this video, so you might want to review certain areas after you've had a chance to practice. And don't forget your handy checklist. Keep it in your vehicle's glove box and refer to it whenever you have questions. Your Shorelander trailer is built to provide years of dependable service, so get out there and put it to work. With a little bit of planning and some practice, you'll be launching and loading just like a pro. If you would like more information about Shorelander products, visit our website at www.shorelander.com or give us a call at 800-859-3028. Thank you for watching from Shorelander.